21-year-old Emmanuel Espinosa is behind bars for the stabbing death of his mother, 46-year-old Alvia Espinosa. On Saturday the 6th of April, Emmanuel drove from the University of Florida in Gainesville to his mother's home at 82 Deer Road in Frostproof, Florida to attend an event for his grandfather. Alvia invited him to stay with her while he was in town. At 2 p.m. that afternoon, Emmanuel arrived at his mother's home. Ring camera footage showed Emmanuel walking toward the front door, listening to music on his AirPods. He then stood at the doorway with a small knife hidden behind his back. He tried to open the door, but it was locked, so he knocked on the door. The second Alvia opened the door, Emmanuel began stabbing her. Emmanuel, who was studying to become a doctor, told investigators that he knew where to stab her for maximum effect because of his biology classes. He said he knew if he stabbed her in or around the heart, his mother would bleed out. She screamed his name multiple times during the attack, all while Emmanuel remained completely silent. Emmanuel told investigators that he noticed her hands were still moving, so he stabbed her some more. Detectives determined that Alvia suffered more than 70 stab wounds all over her body. Authorities said that Emmanuel cut his hand while attacking his mother and was seen washing his hands and the knife on an interior camera. Emmanuel told investigators that as he stood at the kitchen sink to wash himself and the knife, he wanted to ask his mother for the Neosporin for the cut to his hand, but he noticed she was dead. He then called 911 and confessed to stabbing his mother. When the dispatcher asked if his mother was awake, he said she bled out. When deputies arrived, Emmanuel was covered in blood, and he told them that he killed his mother because she got on his nerves. He said he loved his mother and described their relationship as an 8 out of 10, but he said he wanted to kill her for years. He then went on to say that his mother talks out loud to herself, then she'll ask herself questions, and then answer her own questions. That went on for years, he said. Emmanuel was arrested and charged with first-degree murder and tampering with physical evidence. He's held at the Polk County Jail without bond. Authorities said that Emmanuel has no prior arrest history or history of mental problems, and no items were found at his room at the university that showed that he planned his mother's murder beforehand. Investigators said that Alvia had no negative interactions with her son that day and was excited to see him. Alvia's obituary described her as a beloved teacher at the Ben Hill Griffin Elementary School and a light in everyone's life. A 22-year-old woman is behind bars in connection to the death of her newborn son. At around 2:30 a.m. on Sunday the 3rd of March, police and medics responded to an apartment on Bel Air Drive in Lawrenceburg, Indiana on reports of an unresponsive 9-day-old baby boy who was purple and blue. The infant was taken to the St. Elizabeth Dearborn Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Investigators said that the child had been dead for an extended period of time before police and medics arrived at the scene. Authorities said that the infant's mother, 22-year-old Rayleigh Phillips, left the newborn strapped into a car seat for about 13 hours. Rayleigh told police that she fell asleep and later found her son slouched in the car seat unresponsive. Authorities said that the infant had not been fed for about 14 hours and was wearing a soiled diaper. An autopsy revealed that the cause of death was positional asphyxia. Prior to the child's death, Rayleigh said she went to her friend's house on the 1st of March and stayed the night there in Aurora, Indiana. Her son was with her at the time. Rayleigh told investigators that around 1 p.m. on the 2nd of March, she put her son in a car seat to get ready to leave Aurora. She stopped at a Kroger on the way home and arrived at her apartment at around 2 p.m. She noticed her son was asleep, so she took him inside and left him in the car seat. Rayleigh told investigators that she hung out with her roommates and watched TV and did not check on her son because he seemed content. She said she fell asleep between 4:30 and 5 p.m. in her bedroom with the car seat next to her. When she woke up, it was early Sunday morning, and Rayleigh noticed her son was cold and limp. Rayleigh's roommates told detectives that she was hysterical and screaming, "Help me, call 911, baby ain't breathing." That's when they called 911 for help. On Tuesday the 9th of April, Rayleigh was arrested and charged with neglect of a dependent resulting in death and reckless homicide. She remains held at the Dearborn County Jail with bond set at $200,000. The investigation into the matter continues.